All right, everyone ready to take a deep dive? Today, we're tackling YouTube watch hours head on. More specifically, we're going to see if we can figure out how to get 4,000 of them in just 30 days. I know. Sounds crazy, right? But hitting that 4,000 hour mark, it's basically your VIP pass to the YouTube Partner Program. And we all know what that means. Hello, monetization. So we're going to break down some strategies, see what the research says, and hopefully figure out what might actually work, to hit that goal.
It's funny. When you look at this challenge, it really makes you think differently about how YouTube works, its whole ecosystem.
Hmm.
It's not as simple as just getting views. You got to understand how watch time affects the algorithm and how we can use that to our advantage.
Okay, so strategy time. A lot of people say make longer videos, more watch time, right? But does that mean I got to start filming documentaries? What's the ideal length, really?
Well, yeah, longer videos can definitely lead to more watch time, but you don't want to just drag things out for no reason. If people get bored, they'll click away, and that actually hurts your watch time, and it hurts your channel overall. It's all about finding the sweet spot,
Yeah.
length and keeping people engaged.
So it's not just about minutes, period. It's about minutes people actually watch.
Exactly. Audience retention, that's the key. And you know what's interesting? YouTube's algorithm seems to like videos where people watch a lot of it. High audience retention, they call it. Meaning those videos get recommended more, show up higher in searches.
Hold on, so if people watch my whole video, YouTube's more likely to show it to you even more people.
That's what it looks like, yeah. That's why you got to really think about how your video flows, like those first 15 seconds. Make or break. You need something that grabs them, makes them want to see what happens next.
Got it. So a strong intro is a must. But what about the rest of the video? How do I keep them engaged all the way through?
That's where structure comes in. Clear structure. Make sure your content's valuable. Use timestamps, chapters, that sort of thing.
Huh.
Think of your video like a journey, taking viewers from one point to the next. Make sure they're getting something out of it the whole time.
So it's like giving them a map, making it easy to follow and find what they need.
Exactly. And while we're talking about guiding viewers, let's talk playlists. They're not just for organizing, they can actually encourage binge watching, which helps watch time.
Oh, I totally get that. When I find a good playlist, I end up watching like 5 videos in a row.
That's the idea. When you make a playlist, you're saying, hey, if you like this, you'll love what's next. The more they watch, the more those hours add up.
So it's like making your own little series on your channel.
Exactly. And don't forget to, promote those playlists on your channel page in your videos. Let people know there's more to watch if they hit play all.
This is making a lot of sense. But let's be real. Even with great videos and playlists, sometimes you need a little extra push to get those views coming in. That's where promotion comes in, right?
Absolutely. You can't just upload and hope for the best.
Mhm.
Got to be strategic.
All right, so tell us the secrets. What are some good ways to promote and reach more people?
Well, think about where your audience hangs out online. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, are they in specific online groups, forums? Share your videos there. Tailor your message to each platform. And be genuine when you engage with people.
Right. It's not about spamming links. It's about connecting with people who are interested.
Exactly. And don't underestimate collaborations. Teaming up with other YouTubers in your niche, it's huge. Exposes your channel to a whole new audience who might not have found you otherwise.
Collaborations are great. Both sides win.
Yeah, and all those new viewers, they add to your watch time, help you get closer to that 4,000. The important thing is to stay consistent with promotion. Keep putting your content out there, talk to your audience, be creative, stand out.
Okay, I'm starting to get the bigger picture. It's not just making videos. It's about community, promotion, understanding how YouTube thinks.
You got it. And we're just getting started. There's a lot more to YouTube strategy, and we'll go even deeper in part 2. But before we move on, got to talk about one more powerful tool, live streams.
Oh yeah, live streams. They're everywhere these days. But how do they fit into this watch hour puzzle?
Live streams can be amazing for watch time. Think about it, they often go on for a while, so people tend to watch for longer, sometimes hours.
Right, there's that gotta be there feeling, You can't miss it if it's live.
Exactly. And that real-time interaction, people chatting, asking questions, it creates a community, keeps them engaged.
Okay, I see the appeal. But being honest, live streaming kind of scares me. What if I mess up or run out of things to say?
It's normal to feel that way, but remember, live streaming is all about being real, connecting. Don't be afraid of imperfections. People actually like that.
All right, I'm willing to try. Now, we talked about good content, promotion, live streams, but there's got to be a technical side too, right? I've heard about this thing, YouTube SEO.
Ah, yes, YouTube SEO. Sounds complicated, but it's really about making sure YouTube and people can find your videos easily.
So it's like giving my videos a boost, helping them stand out in the sea of YouTube.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it goes down to optimizing your video's metadata. That's the titles, descriptions, tags, the stuff that tells YouTube what your video's about.
Okay, so I gotta speak YouTube's language. Any tips on doing that well?
Oh, for sure. We'll get deeper into YouTube SEO in part 2. But for now, remember keywords. They're your best friend. Do some research. See what words people use to search for videos like yours, and then use those words in your titles, descriptions, and tags.
Keywords, got it. Feeling more confident about this SEO thing already.
That's great. And while we're talking about optimizing, let's not forget about those cool features YouTube has, like end screens and cards.
You mean those little pop-up things at the end of videos? I always thought they were just decoration.
Oh, they might seem small, but they can really help your watch time. Think of them as little nudges guiding people to your other videos.
So instead of just letting the video end, I can use those to tell people what to watch next.
Exactly. Recommend a related video, a whole playlist, even ask people to subscribe. It's about keeping them watching.
Okay, I see how all these little things can add up, but I have a feeling there's even more to this watch hour thing than we realize, right?
You're absolutely right. We've just scratched the surface. In part 2, we'll dive even deeper into strategies for getting to that 4,000-hour goal. And we'll even do some math, see what it really takes.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Okay, so we've talked strategy, playlists, live streams, even touched on SEO. Now let's get real. Let's talk numbers. That big, scary, exciting number, 4,000 watch hours in 30 days.
Right. It's a number that can get you dreaming, but also maybe a little intimidated. So let's break it down. To hit 4,000 in a month, you basically need about 133 watch hours every single day. 133 hours a day. Wow. Okay, let's say my channel has a mix of videos, some short, some longer. How do we even figure out how many views I'd need to hit that?
That's where things get tricky. Every channel's different, so there's no magic formula. A channel with mostly 5-minute videos needs way more views than one with 20-minute tutorials, right?
So what about our listeners? They probably have all sorts of different videos. How can they figure out what this means for them?
Good question. Start by looking at your average video length. Let's say your videos are usually around 10 minutes long. To hit that 133-hour daily goal, you'd need about 800 full views per day. But, and this is important, that's assuming everyone watches the whole thing.
Right, and we talked about audience retention. Not everyone's going to watch till the end.
Exactly. That's why looking at your audience retention data is so crucial. If on average people watch about 50% of your video, well, for a 10-minute video, you're only getting 5 minutes of watch time.
So you'd need to double the views to make up for that. This 4,000-hour challenge is getting real challenging.
It's definitely a big goal. But remember, we're talking about a short burst of effort, 30 days. A lot of YouTubers hit this milestone over months or even years,
Right.
As they grow.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. It's not about overnight success, it's about the long game. But for those going for this 30-day goal specifically, are there other things to consider when we're looking at these numbers?
For sure. Different types of content can have different viewing patterns. Like live streams, people tend to watch those for longer than pre-recorded videos.
Right, and we talked about playlists encouraging binge watching.
Exactly. So it's not just about individual views. You got to think about how everything works together to get that total watch time.
Okay, so this is less about simple math and more like a strategy puzzle. Video length, audience retention, types of content, playlists, even live streams. Lots to keep track of.
It is. That's why just focusing on views can be misleading. It's more about the whole viewing experience, making content that keeps people engaged.
So for our listeners who are probably taking notes like crazy right now, how do they apply all this to their own channels?
Start with your own data. Look at your average view duration, your audience retention, how different types of videos perform. That'll tell you how your watch time is doing now and where you can improve.
Data, it's powerful stuff. But what about new creators? They might not have much data yet.
True. That's where research and trying things out comes in.
Okay.
Look at successful channels in your niche. See what they do. How long are their videos? What kind of content? How do they promote it? Don't be afraid to experiment. See what works and learn as you go.
Like turning your channel into a science experiment.
Exactly. This 4,000-hour goal is ambitious for sure, but it's not impossible. With the right strategy, consistent effort, and a willingness to learn, you can do it.
Okay, I'm feeling motivated, ready to get to work. But before we get too excited, there's something crucial we haven't talked about yet. We covered strategy, numbers, the algorithm, but what about the most important part? The audience.
Ah, yes, the audience. They're the heart of any successful YouTube channel. You can have amazing content, Perfect SEO, but without an engaged audience, it won't matter.
So how do we go beyond just getting views? How do we build a real community, people who not only watch, but participate and share?
That's the million-dollar question.
Okay.
And it deserves its own deep dive. It's all about building real connections, a sense of belonging, providing value that keeps people coming back.
Sounds like we have a lot to talk about. I'm excited to explore this whole audience engagement thing, figure out how to build a thriving community.
Me too. The power of community is what makes YouTube so special. Let's dive in.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, right? Strategies for watch hours, all those numbers, even got a bit technical with SEO. But now we're getting to the heart of it all, the audience.
It's so easy to get lost in the data, the algorithms, but we got to remember, YouTube, it's about people, connecting with people. It's about building a community, sharing what you're passionate about with others who get it.
Yeah, that feeling of belonging, finding your people, those who vibe with your content, it's powerful. But how do we even create that on YouTube? I mean, it's huge. Can feel kind of impersonal sometimes, you know?
I think it starts with a shift in mindset,
Hmm.
honestly. It's not just making content for an audience. It's making content with them, bringing them into the process, making them feel heard, valued.
So less like a one-way broadcast, more like a conversation.
Exactly. Think about the channels you love, the ones you keep coming back to. Chances are they've built a real community, a place where people feel comfortable talking, sharing, even shaping the content.
I know for me, I love creators who respond to comments, ask questions, take suggestions, that sort of thing. Makes me feel like I'm part of something, you know? But what about creators who are, well, maybe a bit shy? Can they still build a strong community?
Absolutely. It's not about being the loudest voice. It's about being genuine, engaging in a way that feels true to you, showing your audience you care.
So no need to force a persona, just be yourself and connect.
Exactly. Authenticity goes a long way. People can tell when you're passionate.
And that draws them in, helps them feel connected. Okay, so we're shifting our thinking, having conversations, being ourselves. But are there any like practical things we can do to build that community, keep people coming back?
Oh, for sure. One simple thing. Ask questions in your videos. Encourage people to answer in the comments. Could be their opinion on something, a story, even just how their day's going.
I love that. So easy, but it gets the conversation going.
And don't just ignore those comments. Take the time to respond, especially to thoughtful ones, the ones that start discussions. It shows you're listening, that their input matters.
Right, building those individual connections, even if it's just a quick reply, it makes a difference.
And remember those live streams we talked about? They're amazing for building community in real time. Get people chatting, answer questions live, create a space where everyone feels comfortable.
It's like a virtual hangout with your biggest fans.
Exactly. That shared experience, that in-the-moment connection, it's powerful.
This is getting me excited. Building a community, it's not a chore, it's like an adventure. But with so much to think about, from video stuff to audience stuff, it can feel overwhelming.
You're right, it can be a lot. When you have a big goal like 4,000 watch hours, it's easy to get stuck, not knowing where to start.
It's like looking up at a mountain, wondering how you'll ever get to the top.
The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Don't try to do everything at once. Pick one or two things that resonate with you, experiment, see what works, adjust as you go.
Like picking a path and starting to climb one step at a time.
Exactly. And remember, enjoy the journey. Have fun connecting with your audience, creating content you love, watching your community grow.
This has been an awesome deep dive. We covered strategies, numbers, even got to the heart of what makes YouTube so special. Community. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners as they start their own YouTube adventures?
Remember, building a successful channel takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, be consistent, and most importantly, be yourself. Genuine connections, that's what all about. That's what built a thriving community and helps your channel truly grow.
That's a wrap on this deep dive into YouTube watch hours, everyone. We hope you learned something, got inspired, maybe even feeling a little more confident. Remember, 4,000 watch hours. It's a challenge, but it's also super rewarding. Keep creating, keep connecting, keep exploring the amazing world of YouTube. Until next time.